right, we're going to tie an iguana. Hopefully, this is not an epic fail. I think I have a decent concept of what to do. So it's going to be a three-piece with a shank, head, body, tail design. I did the shank from a paper clip. I'll show you how to do that right now. So just open up the paper clip, and we want to, yeah. How did I do this last time? Kind of visualize what's happening here. Yeah. So I'm gonna clip. We'll take this arm off, and then it leaves us with a little triangle. And then we'll take our pliers, go close to the edge, start applying a little pressure, a little bit more pressure. We want it even. A little closer, a little bit more pressure. And yeah, that looks okay. So that'll be a spot for one hook. And then if you were actually fishing for a serious fish, you'd want an actually commercially made shank. But for me, I'd be just catching largemouth bass, so whatever works. Yeah, so there you go, shank. And it would be nice if I had two sets of pliers. I could rotate one shank, so one is sitting horizontal, one is sitting vertical. But that's the shank we had. That was a little hasty. This is the one I made before, so we'll go with this one. All right, we're gonna do that same hair tail technique I did for the mouse. We'll make it a little bit beefier. And then I don't think we'll add any sparkle or flash or anything. We'll just try to get this done. So we have our synthetic hair. And then we'll furl the synthetic hair. I'm spinning with my right, catching with my left. And yeah, there it goes. Let's try to get some length to it. Let it furl a little bit. Yeah, there's a good furl. Not super tight, but that'll have to do. So that'll be our tail. Not tight at all, but we can apply a little bit of glue to that end. And then we will clip this. Clip that down, store it to the side. Next, we have to create some legs. We're going to do bucktail legs. This is a good technique, actually. Not recommended for iguana patterns, but frog legs, mouse legs, this is a good technique. So cut off some bucktail. Get rid of the shorts. My trash can's over here. And then let's try to get our tips relatively even. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think the bucktail and the iguana claws is kind of good fit. All right, so we have our tips we're going to transfer. We're going to do a freestyle wrap. This technique is used for the beast fly. Yeah, beast fly. So trap your left hand is bucktail, trap your thread with the left, position it under your thumb slowly, give 2 loose wraps, and that just gets us started. Thread's hanging, and then we want to just wrap. That's enough. Okay. Almost took my eye out. You have your tag end of thread, and now we have to throw in a whip finish. Doesn't have to be a very serious whip finish. So we'll transfer to the left. We'll do the whip finish with the right. 1, and then 2. We'll cinch that down and cut it off nicely. All right. Now we want to shape the foot. So we're going to need a clip. And then we'll add glue to the joint, and that'll secure it more than the whip finish did. So we'll trim off our butts. We'll create our angle, clip it, and then we'll put some glue right there, and that'll create that angle in the leg that we want. A little bit of glue to the joint. And we will set that to the side. I have to do one more leg. I already did 2. So if I had to do 4, this would take 2 hours. We don't want that. So another clump of bucktail. Even out your tips. Even out your tips. That's good. Let's get our thread. I'm gonna come up with the thread just a bit here. Transfer the bucktail to my left hand. Try tying thread. Capture with my left hand. Slide the thread under my thumb. 1 wrap. 2 wraps. Catch it. And then spin. Let's transfer to the left. And then we'll whip finish with the right. 1 and 2, coming up and pulling down tight. And we'll cut that off. Cut off our tag end of thread. You can do really cool frog legs this way too. Just about anything. And we will make our bend. Trap it with the clip. Oh, this clip is not good. Let's trap it with the clip and glue it down. Glue it down. Apply the glue to the joint. And we'll set that to the side. All right, so we have 4 legs done. Here are the 2 I did previously. Let's set up our first hook. So these are 1/0 barbless, not like a hook you'd want for a GT. This is bass fishing hook, maybe a pike, a small pike. We'll get our thread started. There we go. Get our thread started. And get our tail, tie in our tail. There's our tail. Tail should have a taper, but we don't have a taper on the tail. Trim off the tail. You could do the legs with the synthetic hair as well. You don't have to use bucktail. This little loop on the end of the tail is really bothering me. So we'll get a little super glue, try to glue that loop out. And then just glue it out. Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right. We need a spacer. I think we should put the spacer closer to the eye of the hook, and then this piece will be tapered down toward the tail. We're just going to do under over foam. It's really simple. I don't think it's going to look very cool. So under over foam. The decision we need to make though is do we tie the rear legs in on the tail hook or on the mid shank? And I'm thinking here. Yeah, I'm thinking here. So not gonna look pretty. It's not gonna look very pretty. So if we could though somehow, we maybe should have. Yeah, I think we might be able to do that. Yeah, maybe we'll just freestyle it, see how it goes. Let's get some spacers. We'll do spacers, gray spacers. So cut out some gray foam. Okay, we'll do one small strip and then one longer strip. Okay, and this is gonna set, one will set here. And then I'm thinking one on top of it to kind of create that taper. Where to put the legs, I have no clue. You don't need much for the gray foam. Let's advance the thread. Let's glue on the spacer. A bit of glue. And we'll glue that on. Hold her down. There we go. Let's add the second over. Like that. And we'll set that. Oh, glued my fingers together. A little bit more on this side. That's fine. All right, do we glue the body pieces on first, or do we glue the legs on, or tie the legs in? I think we glue the body. We glue the body. So we'll do green. This is green 2 mil. Everything I'm using is 2 mil. Some people tie the Iguana with like howitzer head and foam cylinder, and that's straight foam. And my goal is to be able to cast this with, a relatively light rod, 8 weight. That's my goal. Let's half this. Measure for length. A little bit shorter. A little bit shorter. Let's square it up. And yeah, that looks okay. So one thing I think we're gonna have to, when we tie in the legs, we're gonna have to kind of like fold this back. It's gonna be kind of tricky. But that'll have to do. So we'll do a sharp angle here, or slight angle there, sharp angle here, then a little bit off the belly. And that's gonna rest like so. Okay. A little bit off this end. Down a little bit more. All right, that should be good. Let's get the glue. We're gonna just do one of these actions. And distribute. Okay. Let's get this under, even, come up slowly, pinching middle, and then pinching end. Pinching middle, pinching end. Let it set. All right, so yeah, we got that narrow end down, wider to the back. That's what we wanted. Let's do our over piece. We'll square this up. And then take a little from the front, take a lot from the back, a little bit up top. There we go. That's the shape. And then we will come down. And we do have a little area where we can, the tail is way too narrow. Way too narrow. Yeah, but there's a little area where we can maybe fit the legs in. Let's distribute the glue. And we'll place that down. So this is the process we did to make that foam frog popper, except instead of hackle legs, now we have synthetic hair tail that's entirely tube. This is a malnourished iguana. All right, now let's try to get some legs in there. Whew. I don't know if this is gonna work. So we were gonna fold those back. I don't see how this is gonna work. We might, yeah, I think we should just tie them to the next shank. So let's go ahead and tie off, cut our losses. All right. So that's one piece done. Let's get our hook on the shank here. And then we have to reposition. It's so squeaky. Oh, this is gonna suck. Yeah, it's gotta go over. And our hook in the vise, shank in the vise. That's good. This is gonna be horrible. We'll get a thread base down on the shank. We'll work on the back legs, and then we'll glue in the foam. Simple enough. I think for the shank, it's going to need some beef. So let's go ahead and use a different, not the UTC. UTC is a good thread, but I don't think it's going to cut it. So this is a Kevlar thread. We'll use this thread. I do have more bobbins if you are so curious, but they have, one has mono on it, the other has a different kind of thread. I think like I forget the name of it, but it's super strong. GSP, I think maybe. But oh my goodness, we got to get this in there a little bit better. We'll reposition that. All right, the Kevlar thread is pretty strong. So we're just creating a base on the shank. That's the only purpose of all of this. Help that shank sit flush. A little bit more. Ooh, that's good. And that'll be enough. That'll be enough. I'm going to come up closer to this eye, really crank it down. Try to get this to a point where we can actually tie something. Oh my God, I didn't even think this was going to be a problem. It's because this foam is extending so far. Normally when I'm tying these articulated patterns, there's no material sticking up. Yeah, I think that'll work. This is just be a game of repositioning. Which I guess also have to pay attention to the time because I got a haircut this afternoon. whenever I'm thinking about a pattern, like doing the first tie is always the roughest, and then I can improve on it, get a little bit better ideas. And so this is what's going on right now. I'm just getting the lay of the land here for this iguana. I don't know how I'm gonna get these legs on. Might have to just glue them in. That's what might have to happen. I might have a better chance. Let's see here. Oh my God, I figured it out, but now I have to restart my thread the other way. I think I figured it out. We'll tie it in backwards. Holy mackerel, but we're gonna be poking ourselves with this hook better than what we had. All right, all right, all right. The other thing I was debating was whether the head should actually be free swinging. We'll just tie these in as close to our tying point as possible. We're not even going to worry about cleaning them up. We're just gonna get them in there. There's one. Trimming off those butt ends. We're not going to worry about that. These legs are not the same size. There's two. And hopefully the foam we put tie in will push them out, but maybe I'll try to do that. They're sticking up. Actually, I could glue them down. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, I don't think we need to tie anymore. We're not even going to tie this off. We are going to glue it off. And then we'll put a little drop in the joint, and then we'll work these legs down and back, holding it down and back. Yeah, there we go. And then this thread we'll just cut off. Oh man. All right. So we are, this is what we're looking like so far. We need spacers. I'm thinking 1, 2, we'll do solid gray, and then 1, 2, maybe 3. I guess we'll do 2 same size, mid column. Maybe slightly taller than a little bit shorter. little bit shorter. Yeah. So we'll just do 2 this size. And they'll be tapered down toward the back, I guess. Tapered toward the front. Yeah. Again, we're the first time, so we'll learn from our mistakes here. We will learn from our mistakes. Let's get that one in. Might need more. Okay. I'm not going to sit there and hold that. I'm going to clip it. There we go. All right. The other thing we have to think about is, I guess we'll just use mono to loop in. Oh, we don't. Yeah, we have to use mono to loop the body piece. So now we're working on the belly. Let's get some green. Get some green. Measure it out. Slightly wider. And then we'll have that. Clean up the edges. Okay, let's get the second spacer on. Second spacer. Okay. And let's measure. I think that's good. We'll let the phone take those legs back. We'll knock down sharp points on each end of the body, and then we'll knock down a little off the top. So the body piece will look like this. Let's get some glue on that under. A little under glue. Under glue. And we'll place the belly meat. That's good. Squeezing the middle. Squeezing the ends. Squeezing the ends. Squeezing the middle, squeezing the ends. Clip that so it sets. All right, let's get the top going. Knock off corners. And then let's measure that out. Let's see what we're looking at. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. A little bit off the side. Let's get some glue on there. A little bit of glue. And we'll glue on the top. And oh, a little bit lopsided. That's okay. Very skinny iguana. All right. Maybe we should just stop here, half iguana. Where's mother hook? Okay. Now for the tie-in. We're gonna have to do mono, but it's gonna have to lie flat. So I think we have to do two pieces or several smaller pieces. I'll do two pieces, two thicker pieces. We should go back to the Kevlar, but we're not gonna. We're not gonna. I have a feeling this fly might never get thrown. Okay, we'll tie in one piece to the side here. We're not going to put any beads or anything, I don't. And then we'll put another piece to the side here. And then we'll get our body. Thread one through. Thread the other one through. Try to tighten it down simultaneously. So I made it like an X with the monofilament, just so it doesn't roll. And we'll tie that in. We'll come back around. We'll tie it down. And we'll cut it off. All right. Oh, we got the issue with the leg. No, we can do the legs this time. We have enough space. Before we do the legs, let's lock that mono in. A little bit of glue. Okay. Here's one leg. That's so annoying. All right. So tying in the leg will go like this. There's one. And there's two. Let's try to get a wrap around, a little wrap around. Let's go around this one. One more time around this one. That's good. All right, let's take that down. There's a little thread right there. And we're done with the time. Thank goodness. We finish that guy. We are almost, I can see the light. We just got to put in a head. We're not going to do anything fancy with the head. How are we going to do this actually? Spacer here. I don't want the face to be too sharp. So I think I know what to do. So we'll do a little spacer here. Toward the back. And then we'll add something to the front. Spacer toward the back. Let's clip that. Okay. I think we have to do one more gray and then something for the front. One more gray, something for the front. That's the plan. Okay. That should be good. It should have been longer. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay. Something for the front. A little hood, maybe. Kind of pointing down. Little hood pointing down. I'm gonna purposely oversize this so I can trim it down. Yeah, like this, and then I'll clip the tag on the bottom. A little bit of blue. It's too much blue. I'll place it, and then we'll clip it on the bottom. There we go. All right. Then we do bottom piece, top piece, then we're done. Oh my goodness. What a lure. Magnificent. This is ridiculous. Okay. Cut that off. Let's do bottom. Bottom. And we need it wider. That's good. It's half it. And then we'll I think we were going this way. All right. Steep. Long. Middle. We got to give those legs some clearance. Give the legs some clearance. A little bit of glue on the bottom. Check the time. Okay, bottom section. And where's my clip? Okay. The head's not going to have too much character, which is hardly my fault. If we give it an angle, maybe we can give it some character. But the face, you could move water with the face. Yeah, we'll take a little bit off the edge. Sharp point. Slight angle. And then we'll lock it in like this. Nah, that looks awful. What are we doing here? Let me see if that helps. We had such a nice taper on the tail, but the head is just looking rough. I could try to build the head up. Yeah, maybe we do that. Do a little headband. Little headband. What are you doing? Little headband. All right, now let's glue on that head. A little bit better. A little bit better here. Get that face down and then try to work the head. Something that's interesting though, um, adding eyes gives instant life to something. So maybe we can save it with the eyes. Oh, we gotta save. Our headband was too long. Looks janky. I'm just trying to shape that head right now. Not bad. Better than I expected. All right, we need some amazing eyes. What do we got? Incredible, amazing eyes. Incredible, amazing eyes. Ooh, these are good. These are pretty good. I got these kind of diamond lizardy eyes. Let's get those on there, see what we're dealing with. Little dollop on our ridge, our Cro-Magnon ridge. Then eyes set. Maybe if we built up the headband a little bit more, give it a little bit more character next time. If there is a next time. If there is a next time. And one eye. That's a little low. Get those eyes to set. One, two, three, four, five. All right, there it is. There's our lizard. It's a bit janky. I wonder if we can cut out those. But that's what we got. Not many. Oh, I just took off the eye. Too hasty. I'll need to work on that nose. Slide some more glue under there. But that's what we got. There's our lizard. One good point though is that the overlapping foam doesn't allow that tail to swing completely around. So I think the action in the water actually might be decent, halfway decent. But there's our lizard. I promise we'll do better next time. Thanks for watching.